Good morning, crafty friends. This is Maria over at She's a Creative Girl. Today I'm going to be working on some Halloween cards. I figured, you know what? Why not come join me and you can watch me do this. And I'm also using this video as a tutorial as I'm going to be teaching a couple of classes over at Big Mouth Scrappers this coming weekend. They are having their All Hallows Eve event. What that is basically a 4-day Halloween party where they craft for 3 days and then they have a contest, and yeah, it's a big thing. So I actually made this kit for one of the classes that I will be teaching. It's something that I have gotten off of my Silhouette. It's really easy to find if you want to make one as well. It's called Haunted House 3D Card Template, and you'll be able to find it. But, you know, I always try to doctor up whatever I'm making with my Silhouette by adding a little extra to it to give it a little bit more oomph, right? Okay, so before I begin, though, I do want to show you just a quick sneak peek of what I made for the event. I've got this Halloween junk journal, and I'm just going to show you the front cover because I can't show you the inside yet. So I made these for the store. I will be teaching this class at the store. And once the classes are done and all the kits are gone, then I'll be able to show you mine. But this is what it looks like. So it's full of chunky goodness. I'm just going to show you the outside. We've got charms here. We've got ruffles, tons of ruffles in there. And then we have on the back, we have a loaded pocket. But that's all I can do to show you what I've got. I will show this again some other day, just to give you a taste, y'all. Okay, anyway, so I got this all cut. So let me tell you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Black Soot Distress Ink, Spice Marmalade, Walnut Stain, Lost Shadow, and Hickory Smoke, just because I want to add extra stuff to this. I have my daubers here, and I also have this itty bitty teeny weeny little blender thing that I got at a show. I'm going to hopefully use that for my little tiny ghost. Now at the store, I do have some wax that I will be rubbing on these pieces, but I don't have the wax with me, so I'm going to attempt to use my Prima Metallic paints to see if I can get the same effect. So we'll see what happens. If not, that's okay. All right, so I'm going to start off. Like I said, I want my stuff to pop. So I'm going to go ahead and ink whatever I can that's black that I can get my dauber on. So I'm going to use just a regular dauber. So what I did was one of the pieces, this piece right here that has the cat on it, is just cut out on the Silhouette. And then this piece, I cut it out and then I ran it through a wood grain embossing folder so that I can get that wood grain look on it. And I still have to pop out some of the pieces. So let me go ahead and start inking this. Maybe I can get it a little bit intense right there in the corners. Yeah, it shows a little bit, because I like my stuff to pop. Pop, pop, pop. This is probably the simplest way to do this. I could have taken a marker as well and just kind of run the marker through the edges. It might be a little faster, but I'm not in the mood to dig those out right now. Now, I did do this with 65-pound weight paper because I did cut them on my Silhouette. I'm trying to do this on a thicker paper. It kept tearing, so I decided to give that up. Because these cuts are very, very tiny. I'm going to try to put the emphasis on the house here. Edges of this tree. Yeah, I can see that. And there's a door here. I'm going to edge that as well. And I've got some steps in there I need to pull out. Okay, it's just a little bit. All right, then pull these little pieces out that didn't come out on my mat. do the same thing to this other piece here. Yes, I just got back from a glorious vacation to the Mediterranean. We had an amazing time. Pardon my dog. Okay. All right, so for the trees, I'm going to use walnut stain. And it's got a little broom right there. I guess I could rub these against that wood grain. You'll be able to see it. Pretty cool. So we use that new Tim Holtz A5 embossing, 3D embossing folder that just came out recently. I have a similar one, but it's very small. It's for an A2 size, and this one is for an A5. It's a lot bigger. It's more like for a 5x7 card. Now these have perforated edges. So right here, there is a perforated edge fold. I'm going to go ahead and fold that back. And then there's also one in the center. I'm going to wait to do that when I get ready to assemble the card. And that's the part that gives it that 3D effect. Now, some of these, you know, this paper right here is really thick. So, you know, it's really difficult to cut these teeny weeny pieces of paper or teeny weeny little cuts on your Cricut or sewing silhouette machines without tearing the paper. Sometimes the machine just goes too fast. I slow mine down and I keep playing with the settings to make sure that my papers don't tear. But with this little girl right here, the little witch, she has some itty bitty shoes. If you can see my fingernail, you can kind of see where that shoe, how big that shoe would have been, because it's so tiny. So it did tear. I did pull them off. I didn't care. And what I ended up doing was I used my Cricut machine to cut out another piece of a witch that I just happened to have the file and it was perfect fit. So I went ahead and cut the witch out in black, and I'm just going to mount her right on top of the existing witch on the tree. So here she is, and I'm just going to put her right there. Okay, so now I'm going to ink my little pumpkins, and I'm going to use Spice Marmalade for that. I have something special planned for the little ghosts that are in here. And that's the reason why I brought that teeny weeny little blender out. So I did use a textured cardstock for the pumpkins because that's all I had, y'all. So I just make do. So there are 2 pumpkins that don't have the lantern face, the jack-o'-lantern face, the cutouts, and 3 that do. So that's what these are. I have to pop out the grin. It's still in there. I can't believe it's October. It's going to be October tomorrow. No, today is October 1st, I think. Yeah, because I'm teaching on the 2nd, so yes. Today is the 1st of October. Crazy. This year just flew by so fast. Okay, I'm going to pop out my eyeballs. And the grin. Cute, cute, cute. Oop, then come out all the way. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Now the ghosts are white. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them a little bit of a shadow at the bottom. And I'm going to use, I have never used this color before in any of my cards. It's the Distress ink called Lost Shadow. It's a very, very light. So hopefully I'll get the effect that I'm looking for. Usually I do my shadows with my Copic markers. And I use a super light gray to color white. That way you can see the details. I mean, if I really wanted to go all out, I would just draw in the folds that are in the ghost with my Copic markers. But I don't want to pull them out right now. I just want to have a little fun this morning with my coffee. And I figured, you know what? Let's just go ahead and video what we're doing. So that way somebody else can have a little bit of fun time, meaning you all. Okay, so let's do this with the, get my dauber put away. So the Lost Shadow, I'm just going to put a little bit. Let me test it first. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. It's really wet, so just going to put a little bit on the edges of the ghost just so that he will actually look a little bit dimensional. And then I'm going to take that tiny dauber that I had, not the tiny dauber, but the tiny blender. Because I bought those to color. Sometimes I want to color with my Distress inks and I have a hard time getting in those itty bitty little corners. So I figured, let me try this. Yep, that's perfect. So I'm just going to go around the eyes just a little bit. Oh, that one looks really sad. That's okay. Okay, that's it. And then I have these itty bitty little owls. I cut 2 out. I don't know why, but I'm going to try putting them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and use the brown, the walnut stain to kind of pop them up a little bit. I think they just go sitting on the tree. It looks like. I thought that there was a little spot for an owl. Oh, yes, the owl is actually on the black piece. And I think I cut 2 because in case you look at the back of the card, you'll see the silhouette for the owl, but there's not an owl there. So we'll see if that works. So let me do the back side of one of these. All right, let's put this puppy together. Let me get me a white tube. Alrighty, So the first thing that we're going to do, oh, wait, because I did pull out my Sparks paint for a reason. Let's see if I can paint these, because I don't have the wax here. I have it at the store. I've got everything set up for class. So I hope my paint has not dried out. There's nothing more frustrating than buying supplies and not using them. And then you find out that your paints are no longer good. So I'm going to, this one looks like it's okay. And then I gotta smear a little bit of that on my mat there, and I'm just gonna kind of rub it across. Yeah, I think it's gonna work better with that wax because this paint's kind of dry. It's working. But that wax is gonna be better. So we have the Prima waxes, and we also have the Stamperia, which are very nice because they just glide across the paper. This has got more of a, it's kind of thick, but I'm gonna make it work, so I'm good. I know you're probably thinking, why is she using her finger? You know what? I do my best painting with my fingers. I know a lot of people don't like to get their fingers dirty, but I am not one of those. Okay, I like it. I just wanted a little bit of texture. That's all it was. So now I'm going to try to see if I can put a little bit of silver on the black. Now, what I do with my paints, what I started doing, so just in case y'all have the same issue, I've been getting a lot of my paints and then not using them, and they dry out. So when I open them, I'm actually putting a baggie over them to keep them moist. That way it locks in the moisture. So this one's really stuck. This one's really thick, and I've never even used it. See what I mean? Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna rub. I guess I'm not gonna be able to rub too much because it's not wax. So right now it's just kind of like really sticky. I know I probably could wet it, but I don't want to mess this up. So I'm just gonna put just a little bit for texture. It did help a little bit after I touched my little wet wipe over there. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so in the house, it does come with instructions. I mean, if you pull the silhouette file, you will have a link to, I think it's Bella Carta Design that made this. Yeah, and it goes to the website. So it does have, I do have like a slit somewhere. Let me find it. So this one's this way. Okay. Okay, so this one you fold in half, and then you fold this one in half. This is the front, and this is the back. So this one goes actually folded forward. And it's got a slit here and here, and you're going to insert that right into here. So the first one, there is no glue needed because this is going to fold flat once you got it done. So that goes there. And this other one goes into this slot here. And there you have the structure of the house. If you were to look at it this way, it's a box. Okay, so now we're gonna attach the fence, and we can also glue the little pieces together. So let me look and find where my little witch is supposed to go. The witch is on the tree. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my tree. Oh, you do need glue for that. So yes, pull out the glue for that. And you will need the glue just to attach the pieces, but not for like assembling the card is what I was trying to say. So I'm going to add glue here on top of the witch. And I'm going to put my little black cutout in that spot. Now the little witch did not come with the file, but I actually found it. I don't remember where. I think it was on my silhouette. And it happens to be the exact same witch. So it worked perfectly. I just kind of measured it and got it down to size. Perfect. Alrighty. And then the little owl is part of this file, so it doesn't look like it's going to show through the back because the house is on the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it to the front. There's a little piece right here. And the little owl is perched on the tree. Alrighty, so now I'm going to attach my trees. So the tree, let's see, we have, this one's got the broom on it. And I'm going to fold this in half here. And since I did run this through an embossing folder, it may be tricky to find that dotted line for the perforated fold. There it is. And then we've got these little tabs here. So the little tabs will be glued to the outside edges of your tree. So you're going to have this, let's see. Let me see which one's got the witch on it, because I want that one to be in the front. I'm going to push my tabs in, and this is the one that's got the tree in the witch is going to be on the front, and this one is going to be with the broom on the front, which is going to go on this side. So I'm going to add glue to the edges of these little tabs here. I'm using art glitter glue for this because I want to make sure it stays put, and this art glitter glue just dries so fast. And once you have it done, it's done. Yeah. So FYI, if you never used the art glitter glue before, highly recommend it, especially for cards. Okay, so I've got that tab done. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to do the other side. Got my tabs. Yep, so tomorrow I get to wear my Halloween t-shirt that I made. It's purple, and I cut out some HTV, and on the front I put on there, "Witch Please." So that's going to be cute. Get to wear that tomorrow. I don't know, I might pull out my Halloween leggings and wear those too. Okay. All right, so I got that done. So at this point, I just want to make sure that nothing is tangled. All right, so now we have a fence that we're supposed to put in there. So the fence is going to go around the tree. And it also has score lines. Like this one's gotten cut all the way through. But so this is going to be like an open gate. So we're going to fold them on those perforated lines all the way around. I think there were only 2. So basically this goes around the tree on this side. Or maybe this way. Because I know that this is going to be the front of the... we have a little gate here. And this one goes this way and this way. Okay. So if you wanted to, I think now would be a good time to do the lanterns and kind of put them where you want them. Because otherwise it's going to be hard to glue down once you get them in place. Once you get your fence in place. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to put one of the lanterns on the side of the house underneath a window. So I lay this flat. I set it right here, close to the bottom. And then I'm going to put a ghost by the front door. Let's see, I think I like this one. Just make sure that you're putting in your inside up. So I'm going to hang this baby here. And also make sure that you don't obviously put them on the crease. I'm going to have another ghost kind of sticking out back here. Let's see, which one do I want? I think this one. I'm going to stick them out back kind of behind. That'd be cute. So I'm going to put the glue on this side. All right, then on the other side, I'm going to put a another lantern over here. And this one's going to peek through the gate. Yes, I am looking at the instructions. Okay. And then we have the back. You want the ghost to kind of look through there. So I'm going to put one over here next to the window. And then one on the other side. This is super cute. All right. I think you guys got the concept. So now we're going to wrap that gate around the front. Okay, let me find the edge. So this is this side. So the gate is very close to the front. Make sure I got this right because there's this like really tiny, you can barely see that. So you have the gate and then you have a very tiny fold here. So that's the part that goes kind of like around this base right here. And you just glue it down here. That way you have the gate kind of flapping. But you know what? If I do it wrong, I don't care. I'll just cut it off, right? This is supposed to be fun, not stressful. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that that is where that fold is right there. And I'm going to attach this down. And you want to make sure you have it flush at the bottom because that way you'll be able to fold your card up when you need to. And this does come with a template for an envelope, but I didn't make the envelope. Let me find that next one. Here it is. That fold is right there. I may have gotten this on the wrong side, but that's okay. I'm just going to go with it. And I've got 3 lanterns left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one back a little bit. And I'm going to pop a lantern or a pumpkin back there on the bottom part so that you can see it here. Just going to put my glue on the bottom here. Yeah, I think I got the wrong one because they have folds in certain places. So maybe I got it backwards because I see my fold here instead of over here. But that's okay. Look, it just works. You just wrap that baby around. That's all. If it happens to you. All right, I need to move quick because my camera said that I didn't have any more storage. And I had to delete a bunch of pictures that I had in my deleted folders just so that I can get this finished. So, move quick, real quick. So I'm just going to do this side, okay? Because I don't want to run out of storage. And then I'm going to let you finish the other side. And then I'll come back and show you the completed project. I'm just going to glue the rest of it and then the other side. All right, y'all. So this is your card folded flat. And you will have to train it to kind of bend where it's supposed to bend. And you also want to make sure that when you open it, that your little branches are not tangled. That here is the inside of the card. It came out really cute. So when you look at it from the top, you have the little squares here, here, and here. And that's how you can tell. And here is the front. It is super cute. Be cute to put on top of a table with your little candy dishes. But that's all I have for you today. And I hope you guys have a great week. And as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share. Show me some love. Until next time, happy crafting.